Kyrie went 1 of 9 from 3 over the last 3 quarters. That will open the door for you.
Yes.
And the shock to me is that your Los Angeles Lakers shot a grand total of 6 of 34 from the three-point line. Think about this. 6 of 34 for the game. And you came from 27 down. Shannon Sharp, how did you do that? You crushed them in the paint. It was 62 to 33. 62 to 33. Are you kidding me?
Skip, when you look at it, Skip, they start 4 guards. Luka, Kyrie, Reggie Bullock, and Justin Holiday. Those are all guards with Powell. And Powell is not Joel Embiid. He's not Giannis. He's not a defensive presence.
Nope.
So what the hell do you expect to happen? They got crushed on the glass when the Lakers don't ever crush anybody on the glass.
They did. Yep. It was 56 to 48. Not crushed, but beaten.
And you offensive rebounds.
You killed them.
I mean, Jared Vanderbilt had 8.
Okay, killed them. I give you all of the above. But in the end, you took advantage of a souring situation. And it sounded to me, let me pull up my Jason Kidd quotes here. After the game, it sounded to me suspiciously like Jason Kidd took a shot at Luka Doncic because he said, as a team, we've got to mature. And we've got to grow up. Well, the problem is 4 of your 5 starters are over 30 years of age. So there's only one guy who's 23. It seems like he's played professional basketball since he was like 13. So he seems like a veteran to me.
Yes.
But he's the only young player. And then Jason went into how we've got to focus on playing and not allow, as he said, we can't get distracted with the whistle and just keep playing. That's
Luka.
Okay, that's all about Luka. He complains on every single call.
Play. He does.
And half the time, he's complaining as the ball is going to the other end, and he's running and complaining, but he's not actually focusing on the next business.
And this guy laying the ball in the basket.
That is correct. And it is driving Jason Kidd crazy just the way it drove Rick Carlisle crazy. And Rick Carlisle got fired because he was clashing with Luka.
Right.
Well, it sounds like Jay Kidd is starting to clash with Luka, maybe not overtly, but sort of behind the scenes. And he made the point yesterday. He was asked, why didn't you call timeouts? He called 2 the whole game as the lead was slipping away. And he said, I'm not the savior here. I'm not playing. No, you don't play. You used to be a really good player, all-time great. But he says, I'm watching just like you guys. What? That sounds like a coach who's just throwing up his hands saying, okay, you guys do it.
Right.
If you won't listen to me and you keep arguing every call, you keep pouting about every call, it's your fault.
Yeah, he's like, look, when I call timeout, I said, guys, we got to play through the whistle. We just got to play basketball. The officials are going to do what they're going to do, but we just have to take care of our business. He says, I call timeout, and I relay that to them. They don't listen. So why the hell am I going to keep calling timeouts? They're going to do what they want to do anyway, so they figure they know more than I do. Let them figure it out. That's Luka, and he's made this before. Luka's going to have to learn. He's going to have to play through the whistles. They give him a lot of calls that he doesn't deserve, but he feels he deserves. Even if you run by Luka, he's looking at the official like, you didn't see him run by me? Yeah, I saw him run by you, but he didn't touch you. But, he didn't get awful close to me. And so, that's a problem, Skip, because I saw what you saw yesterday. He's laying on the floor holding his head. The Lakers got the ball. They're going up the court. And by the time he gets to half court, they've already got the ball. Somebody's taking the ball out of bounds for the Mavericks. He's got to stop playing like that, bro. You're not going to get every call. You shoot probably top 5 as far as free throw attempts in the NBA. I guess you want to shoot like Joel Embiid. No, nobody's going to shoot more than Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid shoot like 20 a game.
Yep.
But Luka, you shooting 15.
12 a game. But it's the most.
It seems like it. But Luka, it's not like you're shooting 4 or 5 free throws. Can you imagine LeBron? LeBron should be doing what Luka's doing because he barely gets any calls.
That is a fact. I give you that point. So my biggest takeaway watching your team yesterday, LeBron and Anthony Davis are not a good fit. They're an all-time great fit because they don't do the same thing.
Correct.
And they love each other. They're very deeply connected off the floor because obviously LeBron said, I got to go get him. And it was up to Clutch to go get him out of New Orleans and get him to L.A.
Yes.
And they did win a championship together. I believe it deserves an asterisk because it was in the bubble. But they won the championship because they fit together.
Yes.
I don't see Luka and Kyrie fitting, even though they don't look the same. They're not built the same.
Right.
They're 1'6'7", what is Kyrie,
6'2".
6'2", maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, but they do exactly the same thing.
They're both guards.
They need the basketball, and in the end, they're mostly two guards. Even though both can pass the basketball, Luka a little better than Kyrie.
Yeah.
But still, you know and I know, in the end, in crunch time, they need the ball, and they're going to shoot and score the basketball.
Yes. And that's what normally happens, Skip. And when you see tandems work, you see Shaq and Kobe, you see Kareem and Magic,
Absolutely.
you see LeBron and AD. One guy, Skip, and I think a lot of that has to do, if one guy's willing to say, okay, he's the better of the players, I'm cool with that. Where you start to run into the problems, if you have people that play different positions, well, hell, I'm just as good as you. And then you're going to have a problem. I mean, you look at Kareem, and even though Skip, Oscar Robertson was at the tail end of his career, it was a guard, it was a big.
It worked.
Shaq and Kobe, whatever the case may be, when you look at a situation, LeBron he plays the point, Skip, but he's small forward. But you see, he gets out of the way.
Your favorite childhood player, Larry Bird, is with McHale and Parrish, and it works because it works. These two giant guys.
But Bird was at that time, such a great passer of the ball. He averaged 6 assists for a career. And so he was like, okay, but everybody conceded. Larry Bird is the best player on the team. Skip, somebody's going to have to concede that somebody's the better of the players. And you can't, well, I can do what he can do. I'm just as good. And then all of a sudden, it's going to blow up.
The usage rate will belong to Larry Bird.
Yes.
Because it should.
It should.
But the passes will go to the bigs because it's all connected.
Yes.
Because they fit together.
Yes.
And in crunch time, everybody knew who's going to have the ball in his
Larry's
hands.
going to get the ball.
Okay. And this one, they're looking at each other like, are you going to do this or should I do it? So Luka starts off hot yesterday, and in the first quarter, he goes 14, 6, and 3. Well, then the rest of the way, he was extremely quiet. He went 5 of 14 the rest of the way. And again, if Kyrie doesn't shoot 1 of 9, maybe they hang on. But the rest of the way, he goes 5 of 14. He only shoots 1 free throw the whole rest of the game with 5 turnovers.
Right.
That's how you blow a 27-point lead.
Yes.
Because you shrink and disappear.
Yep.
Okay, so then it comes down to a fateful play that occurred right after the shot of shots that was made by Anthony over Luka on the baseline.
Right.
Well, then they call timeout, so they get to inbound the ball from midcourt.
Right.
And what happens? Luka makes a boneheaded play because he forgets if Kyrie passes him the basketball in the backcourt, which he did, you can get this. You don't have to throw it back in like it's going to be backcourt. You can go get the ball.
I think he thought he touched it or something.
Okay, well, he said after the game, I screwed up. You know, he took the fall for it. Maybe he thought it was touched.
Yeah, I think he thought he touched it.
Yeah,
but little did he know he could just go back there and get it.
If you touch it, you can still go get it. There's no backcourt on that mid-court inbounds play. Okay, so that was the game. Then you got him after that.
Right.
But listen, Anthony, I give you that he didn't have a lot of interior competition, but. Look, I've called him always disappointing, and he's either hurt or he disappears or whatever.
Yes.
But I've seen enough of these games. That was big time.
Yeah.
Yesterday, if I had ranked him as a player in the NBA, I would say that was top 5.
Right.
And did you see what Darvin Ham called him after the game? He said, I got a new nickname. He calls him Wilt.
Yeah.
He calls him Wilt Davis, as in Wilt Chamberlain, because he is dominating both ends of the floor.
Yes.
And he's listed at, 6'10"?
Yes.
But he plays at least 7 feet.
Yes.
He plays long. He plays strong.
Skip, it should be disappointing. Anthony Davis should already have a couple of those, I don't know who the Defensive Player of the Year trophy is named after, but he should have a couple on his mat. Skip, he can do it all. He can
all.
Interior presence, he can go, he can play perimeter defense. He can, I'm like, AD, bro, as great as he is, I still think he's underachieved thus far.
Okay, I agree. But if he can stay locked in like this, help me out. I'm looking up above you. Golden State's got all kinds of injury problems. Now they say Draymond's knee is going to be an ongoing problem and Steph is not ready to come back.
Right.
Okay, so all of a sudden, maybe you could get them. And then I'm looking at Shai Gilgeous he's got a couple of issues going on. He hadn't played a couple games. I'm starting to think that I know Denver looks like the best team.
Right.
The Clippers took them to the wire last night. They were playing back-to-back. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. But I'm just saying, in the big picture yesterday, even though that game was a little more about Kyrie not working with Luka than LeBron and AD, but your team looks like at least a Western Conference contender, and it wouldn't shock me if they made a run to the finals. It wouldn't shock me the way they look. When you do have LeBron reasonably healthy, and that's the big if here.
Yes.
But when you have AD playing like that and all the pieces, and you still got Austin Reeves playing big fourth quarter minutes for you, so he was already there.
Right.
And Schroeder makes big late free throws.
Yep.
I like the mix of the team just about as much as I like anybody in the West.
If you told me, Skip, you remember that stretch before AD got hurt and the way LeBron played?
Yep.
When he was averaging 30, 37 from his birthday, on?
I got it.
If you tell me that LeBron James is going to come back and we're going to pair him with Anthony Davis the way we saw you, okay, Skip, somebody gonna catch hell beating the Lakers in 7 games.
I got you.
But I
agree.
don't know if LeBron is gonna be healthy again.
I don't know. It's the foot or it's the hand or it's the foot or the hand. Does he need to take a couple of games off?
Well,
Maybe.
you can't.
Okay, but you can't.
You can't.
Or you're just going to flat out miss the playoffs,
Yes.
which
Yes.
would be a disaster
Yes.
given the fact that he just passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to
Right.
become the all-time leading scorer.
Yes.
You can't punctuate that at the end by we missed the play-in tournament. Okay.
I agree.
Here we go.
And the West is so packed, guys, that you're right. Every game matters. Consider this. The Lakers in 12th right now with 32 in the loss column. The Suns, they're in 4th with 29 losses. 3-game difference. It's
I know
nuts.
we gonna get the Pelicans.
All right.
I know we got them, Skip. We got them, Skip.
Oh,
we got them. We got
shots
them.
fired.
Zion's got them.
Bring it, Shannon. Bring it. I'm ready. I got to get my king cake back. All right, guys. Damian Lillard, he dropped 71 last night. How impressive was that? And we got to talk about Skip's Clippers. Why couldn't they complete that